All right, guys, Rebecca is here telling me, letting me know what is the best gun to use if I'm a first-time firearm user. So there's so many options of firearms these days. So which one would you suggest for me?
So that's a good question, and it really it depends on your intended purpose of the firearm.
Okay.
What are you going to use it for? Are you going to use it for home defense? Are you going to use it for hunting, collection, competition? What's your preference? Because that will determine what type of size, all those types of things.
Okay.
How it feels as well with your hands is really, really important.
Okay.
Especially for us women, you want to make sure you practice holding it. Does it fit your hand okay? Does it feel comfortable? Are you able to practice good marksmanship skills and the basic fundamentals of shooting with that particular firearm?
So before I decide, what am I looking for when I hold it? Can I try to hold some? And like, what should a person want to feel?
Right. That's a great question. So there's a few basic things you're going to want to look at. So we want to practice our grip, which we've already done.
Right.
And you did a great job. So when you pick it up, you're going to practice that grip that we've practiced. Does this feel good? Right? Is it too big for my hands? Can I rack the slide? Where is the slide stop? This is your slide stop here. Do I need to use that? Do I have a safety feature? Some don't nowadays. Where is that safety feature? It might be different on different firearms. Where's my magazine release? Right here.
Okay.
So, can I comfortably load? Can I comfortably release my magazine? Those are some basic things you might want to look at while you're in the gun store.
Okay.
And then you can always ask them too, can I dry fire?
Okay.
Okay. And that's where you're going to actually press the trigger and see how that feels.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Awesome. So now that I've chosen my firearm, what would be, I guess, the next step to take before you start getting into shooting?
Great question. So first off, you're going to want to make sure you have good range equipment.
Okay.
So we gave you these ear protection, right? That protects us from the shot. They're very loud. We don't want you to go deaf. The other thing is eye protection, which we've given you over here as well.
Okay.
We always, whenever we're on a range, we want to make sure we're wearing our eyes and ears at all times.
Okay.
Okay. The other piece is to take a class.
Okay.
I really recommend starting with that. Go where people know how to shoot. They can give you the basic fundamentals, work on anything, any questions that you might have.
Okay.
So the next step we would do in this particular case is have you start from the bench, which is where you're at now. And this really helps us get sighted in, get used to what we're seeing through the barrel, right? Our sight picture, our sight alignment, the basics of our grip, without having to think about all the other things like I'm standing and now I'm moving and I'm shaking, right? So we want to just practice the basics here. So we just finished our sitting position.
Right.
Now we're going to move to standing.
Okay.
Everything stays the same except for your bottom half of your body, right?
Okay, right.
This is all the same, back upright, shoulders slightly forward, arms extended.
Okay.
Okay. The only difference now is I'm going to put my feet hip width apart.
Okay.
Facing right in front of the target.
Okay.
Loose knees, loose hips, a slight bend forward.
Okay.
So when I'm ready, I'm going to bring my firearm into my belly.
Okay.
Yep. Muzzle pointed down range, get my grip established.
Okay.
Good. And now I'm going to press out into my natural aiming area where I can line up my sights and my sight picture automatically. I've already loaded up one round in here. I'm going to give you this. We're going to fire one shot on my command.
Perfect.
All right?
Okay.
Load and make ready, one round.
Okay.
Good. Jam it in there. Rack your slide. Very good. Come to your belly. Very nice. Relax. All right. Punch out. Good. Very nice. You can straighten up just a little bit. There. Yeah, there you go. That's great. All right. Shooter ready.
Ready.
All right. Finger on the trigger. And press. Good. All right. Let's see how you did.
Not good. Where is it? Oh, God.
That's
Why?
That's all right.
Where'd it go? I did good the first. Oh, there. Right here.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're kind of jerking a little bit to the right. And it might be your finger position as well. So next time, as we continue to move, we'll work on that finger positioning.
Okay.
We'll work on our wrists.
Okay.
Okay. And continue to work on that progression from seating to standing.
Okay. So this is just, we're skimming the layers, I guess. We're on the very, very shallow layer of learning and a first-time firearm process and first-time shooting a gun. So we're going to continue to come back, talk to you guys, work on the tweaks I need to make, and then make sure you guys understand that at home as well, and we'll keep you in the loop. Thank you so much for teaching me. I appreciate it.
You're a great student.
All right, back to you guys.
Wow.
I'm right here. That's me. Back to me. Yeah.
So did you enjoy that experience and getting
100%.
It's so important to really know, especially if you shoot guns. I've been shooting with my family since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So I kind of grew up with that because my father's a hunter. So with that though, if you don't know what you're doing, you can make a lot of mistakes. That's why it's so important to make sure that you're trained in it.
No, I think that is probably the biggest takeaway of firearm training in the first place. You know, there's a hot debate going on about it, but really if you take the time to take the classes, to practice, to learn, and make those adjustments, get used to the feeling of it, it can make a huge difference, because it's not as simple as just grabbing a gun if you have to protect yourself.
You don't shoot like this, you don't swing your gun around like this. There's definitely things that you need to learn. What we see on TV is so false in the way you're supposed to be using
absolutely.
a gun.
And we will learn more information of the different safety tips that go along with it. And this is going to be a series that we actually do. And I think we do have some of that information of just the different
so we
tips
can kind
that
of
we're going to
show them how you can also
we talk about, you know, aiming, of course, is one of the biggest pieces of it. Your stance takes a makes a huge impact on that. And the grip, you know, it's heavy, and the grip, you have to have a really tight grip, because if you can flick your wrist really easily, and it can throw you off.
But you don't want to do it too high, but too tightly, because that can actually impact how you hit your target.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and that's why it's just so important to really, I think, get the feel of it, and the more you do it, the more comfortable that you do.
So if you want some information, all that you have to do is go and check them out.
Yeah, you can go to DesertEagleFT.com, firearmtraining.com, and you can make sure to stay tuned in with us as we continue our process of learning some basic pistol training.
All right, it's time to check back in with Krista. I want to see how Ellie's doing at Goosebump Cryotherapy. Hey, Krista.